What if there was a government scheme that promised to empower and uplift the underprivileged students of India? Well, there is, and it's called the Agnipath Scheme. This initiative, spearheaded by the Government of India, is designed with a clear objective to provide educational opportunities to underprivileged students, fostering intellectual growth and broadening horizons. By offering financial support, mentorship and resources, the Agnipath Scheme aims to level the playing field for these deserving young minds. This scheme sounds promising, but does it truly deliver on its promises? Let's examine. The Agnipath Scheme comes with several advantages. For starters, it aims to provide equal educational opportunities for all. This ambitious project is dedicated to demolishing the walls of educational disparity, making quality education accessible for underprivileged students across India. It operates on the belief that every child, regardless of their social or economic background, deserves a fair shot at success. The scheme doesn't stop at just providing education. It extends its reach to nurturing these students, equipping them with skills necessary to secure decent jobs and uplifting their standard of living. It's not just about academic learning, it's about holistic development. Furthermore, Agnipath promotes inclusivity and diversity in education. It encourages students from diverse backgrounds to interact, learn, and grow together. This not only broadens their horizons but also fosters mutual respect and understanding. On paper, the Agnipath Scheme seems to be a perfect solution to educational disparity in India. However, every coin has two sides. While the Agnipath Scheme has its benefits, it also has its share of drawbacks. Let's dive into some of the potential issues associated with this initiative. First, there are concerns about the implementation of the scheme on a large scale. Due to the vastness and diversity of our country, executing such a scheme uniformly might prove to be a challenge. Secondly, there's the issue of awareness. Many of the target beneficiaries are not even aware that such a scheme exists, which limits its impact. Awareness campaigns are needed to ensure the benefits reach the right people. Furthermore, there's a risk of misuse of funds. Without proper monitoring and accountability measures, there's potential for the funds to be misappropriated or not used effectively. Finally, the scheme has faced criticism from various quarters. Some argue that it's a short-term solution that fails to address the root causes of the issues it seeks to solve. So, the Agnipath Scheme, like any other initiative, has its strengths and weaknesses. In conclusion, the Agnipath Scheme is a step towards equal education opportunities in India, but it's not without its flaws. Let's take a moment to distill what we've discussed. The Agnipath Scheme is a groundbreaking initiative aimed at bridging the education gap in India. It promises to democratize access to quality education, especially for those hailing from economically weaker sections. By providing financial aid and academic resources, it stands as a beacon of hope for many aspiring students. However, like any other ambitious project, it's not without its hiccups. The concerns over the scheme's implementation and the potential for misuse of funds are real. There's also the challenge of ensuring that the scheme reaches the most marginalized and remote corners of the country, where it's needed the most. The impact of the Agnipath Scheme on India's education system could be huge. It has the potential to rewrite the narratives of countless lives, fostering a new generation of innovators, thinkers, and leaders. For a country that is as diverse and complex as India, such an initiative can be a catalyst for change, fostering social mobility and reducing income disparity. However, it's important to remember that the success of the Agnipath Scheme hinges on its effective execution. It requires the collective will and concerted effort of government bodies, educational institutions, and society at large. While the Agnipath Scheme is not a magic solution, it's a step in the right direction towards a more inclusive and equal society. The success of this scheme will ultimately depend on its effective implementation and the collective efforts of all stakeholders.